Hi Taurus, how's it going? Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm going to be doing a general reading for you for the month of October. This is a Celtic cross spread with one oracle card. It's a general reading, so just take what resonates. I'm not sure if you can hear the crows outside. I have my window open because I have a candle going, but every time I do a reading, they just seem to make a lot of noise. So hopefully then it doesn't just, hopefully you can still hear the reading. So we have 10 cards here for a Celtic cross spread. This spread, this reading, it appears like that spirit seems to be calling for an inner shift around self-worth, emotional independence, and personal truth. So we'll go through each card and then we'll summarize it at the end, okay? So the first card that came out is the King of Pentacles. This card represents your current situation. The King of Pentacles is very traditional. This represents you very strongly, Taurus, okay? This is you showing up in your reading, Taurus energy. The King of Pentacles is someone who's very grounded, stable, materially secure, and a provider figure. So this card suggests that you are currently focused on material success, financial security, or building something lasting. You may be seen as reliable and in control or striving to be, but there's also a strong sense of responsibility and leadership. Maybe there's a little bit of pressure around holding everything together at this time. Maybe you're experiencing a bit of pressure. Very self-reliant. The King of Pentacles represents abundance, prosperity, security, is very ambitious, safe, kind, self-reliant. He represents leadership, stability. The message with this card is your hard work is paying off or will pay off. Someone who sees things through to the end. Very protective, supporting. Someone who's bettering themselves. Not really a risk taker. This king represents a mature man or woman in a general reading who is not only wealthy but also courageous, a solid citizen, reputable, dependable, kind to others. He symbolizes worldly power in a positive sense. He's experienced in handling money matters. He's cultured and refined. He can provide reliable counsel on matters of money, property, and security. This king is either you or someone in your life, and someone to be in an important position in your life. Maybe a leader where you work, your boss. And if this king doesn't represent an actual person, it could indicate that you're engaged in some worldly enterprise that will meet with success. Okay. Dependable, loyal, fair, patient, generous, disciplined. And then your second card is the Queen of Pentacles. This card represents your challenge or what's crossing you. And this is a really intriguing dynamic because you have the King and Queen of Pentacles. The challenge to the King is the Queen. So this might suggest a partnership issue, romantic or financial, a balance between work and self-care, or even inner conflict between masculine and feminine energies. So like, for example, doing versus nurturing, or leading versus receiving. In another view, you may be struggling to nurture yourself, or you're so focused on being responsible and providing for others that your own needs have fallen by the wayside. It could also be a dynamic with a woman, possibly a mother figure, a spouse, or business partner. Okay, Capricorn energy. The Queen of Pentacles is represented by Capricorn energy. Usually the Queen of Pentacles is someone very supportive, has good business sense. She represents practicality, financial security, financial independence. She's a homemaker, loyal, kind, grounded, contented, a healer, a homebody, someone who enjoys the finer things in life. She could represent a wonderful mother. But she's in your challenge position. This Queen represents a generous woman who's also an excellent manager in practical and financial areas. She may be a sensual woman who is at home in her body and enjoys her creature comforts. As an advisor, she will be fair. She is pragmatic and realistic and wants to see that the money she distributes produces tangible results. And if this card doesn't represent a person, it can show a harvest after much labor, security, and smart use of resources. Okay. Then the root of the root or foundation of your reading, you have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of desolation. Yeah. At the base of your situation, there is deep emotional departure. This is the soul seeking something more meaningful. It's the call to leave behind what no longer serves you, even if it once did. This emotional dissatisfaction is the fuel behind current motivations. You may have walked away from something recently, a job, a relationship, or a way of thinking. Or you may be resisting walking away, and this reading is calling for emotional honesty with yourself. The Eight of Cups is Pisces energy. You're reaching your limit. A new perspective is needed. You're searching for the truth. You're retreating, escaping. You have a lot of courage, a lot of emotional strength. You're walking away from something, leaving something behind, letting go, leaving a bad situation, abandoning plans, disappointment. It's a card of loss, self-discovery, self-analysis. You wish things were different, but they aren't, so you have to let go. Cut your losses and get out of a situation or a relationship that has failed despite your best efforts. Turn your sights and energies towards something that is likely to be more fulfilling. This card usually means that the only solution seems to be to turn your back on a situation and go in another direction. What's there isn't working as expected or isn't important anymore. You know what you want and you won't settle for anything less. And then your fourth card is the Five of Cups reversed. This is a card of stagnation. In the recent past, there's been grief, loss, or regret, but reversed suggests you're coming out of that phase. There is a turning point here. Healing is underway. You may have begun to focus on what's left instead of what is lost. This is a card of emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is building, even if it's slowly. Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. It's a card of acceptance, moving on, finding peace, self-forgiveness, stagnation, letting go of grief, letting go of guilt, regret, sorrow, overcoming despair, releasing emotions, rejoining the world, healing, accepting help, releasing emotional baggage, seeing positives, personal setbacks. And then your fifth card is the Page of Cups, upright. This could represent a new romance or close friend. So, this is either you or someone in your life, the Page of Cups, male or female, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Could represent your inner child, creative opportunities, someone who's very courageous. It could be a romantic proposal, going in a new direction. It's a card of innocence. Someone who's a little bit of a daydreamer. A young person, male or female. Someone who's bringing you a message about love. Pages are messengers. It might mean an engagement or a wedding or some situation that holds an inherent emotional risk, like an elopement. This page suggests naivete or vulnerability, especially in matters of the heart. And if this is you, it says that you've already decided to take an emotional risk. You're willing to give it your all because you feel things will work out. It's about having your head in the clouds, receiving happy news, receiving intuitive messages, becoming emotionally mature. Yeah. And then your sixth card, you got the Judgment card. This is a major arcana, the last major arcana in the deck. This card represents the outcome that you desire most in your situation. So again, acceptance is coming up. Being rewarded for your past efforts. It's a card of self-evaluation, responsibility, forgiveness. It's a card of reconciliation. Awakening, purpose, renewal. You're having a personal awakening. You're turning away from a traditional set of beliefs toward one that better suits your personal philosophy of life. This card represents the end of an old way of life, a cycle that is finished. It's time to seek a new direction, to make adjustments that reflect who you truly are. It's a positive card. It symbolizes regeneration and rebirth after a period of confusion and confinement. You may have felt dead in your old life. You have the unique opportunity to enliven yourself and your environment by making the appropriate changes. It's a time of freedom to be yourself. You've had a wake-up call from the universe and are now ready to step into a new phase of your maturing process. Your life is fairly settled, and you're letting things grow at a steady pace without hurrying the process. A new phase of your life is coming into being as the natural result of your maturity. Like a tree that has gone through the flowering stage bears fruit as the product of its maturity. You might be getting important news that will prove beneficial, or you may learn something new that will bring you joy and a sense of fulfillment. Your health improves and problems are easily solved. You're being called to face your past before moving on. It's time to acknowledge whatever happened, accept it, and let it go. You've learned so much and you've been through so much. You now have the wisdom and strength to free yourself from the past. A time for change is at hand. Maybe a new job, a new relationship, or a new way of life. But this time, you're more in control. You've decided to heed the call. You have the experience and the knowledge to move forward. You just have to make your final farewells. And then your next card is the Six of Swords, reversed. Six of Swords, Aquarius energy, feeling overwhelmed, emotional baggage again, stuck in the past, feeling trapped. For some of you, you're receiving a proposal of love. Going through a personal transition, resistance to change. How you see yourself. Unresolved issues. Look for ways to rebalance your life is the message with this card. Eloping again. Spirit's bringing up eloping again. Healing slowly, feeling overwhelmed. There could be accidents in water, floods, resisting transition, stuck in the past. Declaration. There's delays. You may be experiencing delays, or that the harmony you're experiencing is internal rather than being expressed externally. You might have come to a new way of thinking about your life, or you may be affirming old beliefs and attitudes. You're finding a path that's comfortable for you. For some of you, it can indicate letting someone else make your decisions or tell you what to do. Or it could mean that you're moving in the wrong direction. Then the 8th card is Nine of Wands reversed. This card represents your environment or how others see you in your situation. This is Sagittarius energy. This is stubbornness, refusing to compromise, being exhausted, feeling exhausted, fatigued, defensive, giving up, feeling overwhelmed again, being at a stalemate, withdrawing, dropping your guard. It could be unexpected trouble, You may be fighting a losing battle. If so, it's time to cut your losses and get out. Whatever it is, it's over, and if it hasn't worked out for you, then move on to something else. Learn whatever lesson you can from the failure and know that the wheel is always turning. For some of you, this card could suggest that you've invested a lot in something that turned out not to be worth it after all. It could also indicate that there's nothing you should do, nothing you should be doing. Just step back and let time do the rest. In this exhausted state, you're likely to make a mistake. This card could represent a lack of courage, a lack of persistence, a lack of perseverance, a lack of backbone. Being the last one standing, not learning from the past, having no fight left. But Spirit's saying you have a lot of inner resources still, okay? Someone's being rigid, stubborn, paranoid, defensive, obstacles. And then your hopes and fears card, you have the Six of Wands. This is a card of victory. Leo energy, public recognition, success, praise, acclaim, self-confidence, stability, strength, receiving great news, leadership. This is a card of self-esteem, like this one. So Spirit is doubling down on that. Being in the spotlight, supporters, having a lot of supporters, there's crowds, being a leader. This is a card of fame, celebrity, fortune, public recognition, sharing your victories. Six of Wands in your hopes and fears position. This card represents triumphing over adversity. It indicates good news and success. You've met the challenges to your position, work, or reputation and came through with flying colors. Victory is at hand. You've overcome or conquered the opposition. Past self-doubt is being resolved. You're in the process of winning some significant battles. You can expect to succeed and have your desires manifested. Gifts may be received, awards and recognition won. Whatever you have set your hand to will prosper and you'll be happy with your success. It will be personally satisfying, but it will also be crowned with public recognition, which will make this moment even sweeter. And then your last card, the outcome card, is the Ace of Swords reversed. This can be a card of chaos. Ace of Swords reversed. Let me just think here. Ace of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, confusion, injustice, clouded judgment, creative blocks, chaos, miscommunication, arguing. So the Ace of Swords is an extremely positive card, even in the reversed position. It's just talking about delays again or glitches. What you planned for on the spiritual plane may not manifest on the physical plane as quickly as you had hoped, and this may be causing some frustration and tension for you. It could also indicate a painful truth or sharp cutting words. It could also be suggesting that you let go of an idea. And then the last message is self-esteem. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others. So it's easy to perceive others as being better than you. This is a trap of the ego. There's no one greater or lesser than you. There are only those who have learned how to reveal their gifts to a greater or lesser degree. Everyone is born with unique abilities of the soul, and just like snowflakes, no two are ever alike. Taurus, you have a unique perspective to share with the world and have come back this time to put your stamp on it. Perhaps you may not be aware or even in tune with your incredible and gifted self. Why not try to make a list of 10 aspects of yourself or abilities you possess that you love and hold in high regard? It's not always easy to write about yourself, but sometimes you need to be reminded just how special you are. And remember, you did not come down to this schoolroom by accident. You have meaning and a reason for being. You are a treasure chest of incredible gifts and insights. And now's the time to celebrate you. There you go. That's your reading, Taurus. I hope you received some insight or guidance from these messages. Thank you so much for letting me channel them today. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. Take good care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.